In December 2013, Paddington Green police officers gained entry into my home, claiming to have a warrant, but that turned out to be a lie.
Didn't need him, we had a warrant.
You had a warrant?
Yeah.
Can I have a copy of the warrant, please?
No, you're not entitled to one.
Actually, I am. Excuse me. Actually, I am entitled. You're supposed to show a warrant when you have it, right? You told me you had a warrant and I wasn't entitled to see it.
Yeah.
Right? So, as a police officer, is that right or is that wrong?
It's right.
It's right.
Yeah.
So
I was taken to St. Charles Mental Hospital, where I was overdosed and raped by a night nurse. The rape was reported to the Metropolitan Police 4 times before it was recorded as a crime. Detective Anthony Leacock of the Sexual Offences Exploitation and Child Abuse Command was assigned as a lead investigating officer. From the very first meeting with Detective Anthony Leacock, it became clear that either Metropolitan Police did not take the rape in the hospital seriously, or Detective Anthony Leacock was lazy and incompetent. Either you're incompetent or you're lazy or you didn't do that much work. But is there any way I can get someone to review this case? DCI Jane Scotchbrook is commander of the Sexual Offences Exploitation and Child Abuse Command. She is responsible and in charge of Detective Anthony Leacock's unit. All the following videos and audio recordings were made during the active investigation of the rape, with the permission of Detective Anthony Leacock. By reviewing the recordings and the investigation, we will explore if reporting male rape to the Metropolitan Police is worthwhile or more detrimental to the rape victim. DCI Jane Scotchbrook will explain why it's important to report to the police and what support, if any, is available to the victims.
It's important that any victim of rape reports to the police. There are various reasons, because if we need to be able to investigate those crimes and to support the victim predominantly, but also to catch the perpetrator who's committed the crime and to prevent it happening to other people.
By using the recordings of Anthony Leacock's investigation, we will compare what DCI Jane Scotchbrook says to what actually happens in practice on investigations.
The Metropolitan Police will investigate all allegations of rape and serious sexual assault. Not all of those end up in convictions.
Despite DCI Scotchbrook's assurances, Metropolitan Police don't always investigate male rape allegations. The rape in my case was reported 4 times over a 4-week period for the rape to be recorded as a crime. PC Philip Betts failed to record the rape on the day of the incident. PC Aaron Lowars and Inspector Alan Davidson of Paddington Green refused to take me to the Havens.
I can't think of any situation where an officer would refuse to take any evidence from someone.
I don't need everything that was in your room.
okay. So you don't want the sheets? Because the sheets won't have any fibres and everything. That
No, you keep hold of the sheets. We'll start with.
I'd rather not keep them. Cause
How big is the sheets?
just take the whole bag. It's like,
I don't want the whole bag. I can't take the whole bag.
Well, okay. Well, the sheets. There you go. I don't want to open them up. This is the pillowcase. Everything is as is, and this is the hospital thing I was wearing. Everything is as. It's not big, man. It's like you can just fit them in that bag.
Right.
Because it's all evidence end of the day. It's like, you know, whatever is left
And
over.
what's that?
That's the t-shirt I was wearing, right? Everything I took
On the night?
on the night, yeah.
Okay. No, because I don't need all of these right now. But
So I'd rather you take them off my hands. It's
I
evidence.
can't take them because I don't need them right now. So,
So-
when you hang on to them,
I don't really want to hang on to them. I want to hand them over and get it over and done with.
but if you put it under there, put it in the bottom of a wardrobe or something.
No, that's evidence. It's
Yeah, but if you say to people like don't go into that bag.
And everything that was in my bag, including a pair of gloves, which I never understood why it was in my bag. Right? Everything is in there. Everything that was on that table around me, the bed.
I wouldn't need all of that.
Of course you do. That's
No,
all the
I won't-
evidence.
yeah, but
It's obviously very important that we take evidence from someone, and that would include their clothing, and it's also important for the victim to know and not to be embarrassed by any state of the clothing. You know, if you've been through a traumatic incident.
In the meantime, I really don't want to take this back. I want to hand them to you.
I can't take it all because I don't need it at this time.
But you might need it, right? So
Yeah,
isn't
but
it best for you to put another evidence back, have it with you, Then like me
No.
take it, contaminate it more.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not going to be contaminated if you keep it separate because it's all together. What I need from you,
The moment I opened it, it's contaminated.
it's not contaminated the moment you open it because all it is that it's
There
in the
might be fibers in there.
It's in the air. It's
No,
in the air.
it's not. It's the air. Like all you need is for
Yeah, but
25
even
evidence.
if there were fibers on it and you transferring it from your bag to this bag, they can fall off the same
Yeah,
way.
but then always. You
They can
trace the
fall.
bags.
They can fall off the
trace
same
bags.
way. They can fall off inside the bag. They can fall
I
off the
know,
same way.
but it's-
Understand me. I'm not trying to fob you off, Daniel. What I'm
Yes,
trying.
you are.
No.
Can you at least take my trousers, because I was wearing at the time, and my t-shirt, because they give you everything you need on there.
Right. So what trousers and what
The
t-shirt?
tracksuits and the red t-shirt.
Tracksuit and
I was
red
wearing.
t-shirt.
Yes.
Detective Anthony Leacock closed his investigation without ever asking for the sheets or any forensic work being done on the clothing.
We would like to take some mouth swabs and urine sample from a person when they first report to police, because that's early evidence that we may be able to capture, allowing someone to then have a drink or to have a cigarette, or without actually interfering with any evidence.
Sorry. Alright, man. But let me ask you a question. Why did it take this long for you to take just the DNA sample? That's your pen, by the way.
Oh, thanks. There should be 2 of these already. Because this has to be discussed with my boss.
Right, and it's taken 8 months to do that.
But Daniel, I tell you that your job is not the only one that I've got. There should be
Is that a reasonable answer?
There should be 2 of these.
2 of gloves.
No, there should be 2 gloves, but there should be 2 of these. There's only one, for God's sake. I mean, I sat here all this time, but there's only one of these in the packet.
Right, okay.
No,
Or do you want to come back with
I need
both?
2. I'll have to come back with both. Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
But we would never do it in a public place. We would always be mindful of their privacy, and it would be taken either at one of our specialist haven centres or in a police comfort suite at one of the stations.
Right. What do you need you to do for me?
Just take a swab, yeah?
Yeah. Just swipe this side your mouth about. Pull it out about 5 or 6 times when there's your gum. Yeah, that'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same with that one.
Thank you.
That'll do. Right.
When we have potential forensic evidence and that we want that submitted and examined by a laboratory, then there is a conversation between the investigator and the science unit to discuss the best opportunity of getting that evidence.
The reason you haven't put in the underwear to the lab was because your boss was away and he didn't give you the permission to put it through. Can you clarify that for me?
Let me clarify. I explained this to you that day, and before forensic examinations cost money.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't just take stuff and submit it to the lab willy-nilly without having authorization for it.
No, budget restrictions don't come into it. It's really what is the best way of capturing the evidence.
Explain the fact, how long was your boss away for?
I don't know. My boss was not away for a prolonged time, but I'm telling you, by the time I reached the stage where I was ready to make the forensic submission for him to review it, he was not there. I had to wait for him to come back.
Okay, how long did you wait for him?
I don't know. I didn't make a note of how long he was away for.